Hello students. Today we talk about ionization of acids and bases. In previous lecture we discussed about different concepts to explain acid and base. So on the basis of those concepts now we discuss that how ionization of strong acid and strong base or weak acid and weak base would take place. Now, first of all, what do we mean by a strong acid or strong base? If we explain this in terms of Arrhenius concept, so we should know the definition of Arrhenius acid and base. Arrhenius concept. Now, you all know Arrhenius acids are those acids which gives hydrogen ion in aqueous medium. And as I told you, this is the most widely used concept, most generalized concept. Why most widely used concept, children? Because most of the chemical reactions as well as biological processes means the reactions taking place in living systems. So they all reactions takes place in aqueous medium, and Arrhenius concept deals in aqueous medium. That's why this concept is most important concept. So according to this, acid is the substance which give hydrogen ion in aqueous medium. So very simple, more are the number of hydrogen ions, stronger would be the acid. Similarly, more are the number of hydroxyl ions, stronger would be the base. So a strong acid is the acid which almost 100% dissociated into its aqueous medium depending on Arrhenius concept. So just take few examples of strong acids. Strong acids like hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid, right? These are some examples of strong acids. Similarly, we can take strong base. For example, sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, barium hydroxide. Right? These are some examples of strong bases. So I think now it's clear on the basis of Arrhenius concept. What do we mean by strong acid? More are the number of hydrogen ions produced, or we can say almost completely dissociated into their aqueous medium. Same is for base. This is the meaning of strong acid and strong base. Now weak acid and weak base, partial dissociation means a very small amount would be dissociated. Most of the acid or base, it remain unionized. So just take few examples of weak acids and weak base. Weak acids like hydrofluoric acid, acetic acid, these are weak acids. Clear? And their dissociation reaction, in these cases, we will show partial dissociation. And if we take these strong acid or strong base, then we will show complete dissociation. Like if we show the dissociation for nitric acid in aqueous medium, completely dissociated into hydrogen ion and nitrate ion. Or at the place of hydrogen ion, we may write hydronium ion. So this is the meaning by strong acid and strong base on the basis of Arrhenius concept. But these strength of acid and bases we can also explain in terms of Bronsted-Lowry concept. On the basis of Bronsted-Lowry concept, children, can you tell what do we mean by acid? Proton, donor or acceptor? Yes, proton, donor. And base? Proton, acceptor. Now, if we talk about their strength, strong acid means a good proton donor And strong base means a good proton acceptor, because acid which donates proton, more is the tendency to donate proton. Good proton donor would be termed as a strong acid. Similarly, good proton acceptor would be termed as a strong base. So this is a way to express the strength of acid or base in terms of Bronsted-Lowry concept. So more is the tendency to donate a proton, stronger is the acid, and more is the tendency to receive a proton, stronger is the base. Like if we take a general reaction for Bronsted-Lowry concept to express the strength. As we discussed in our previous lecture also, let Ha is any acid in aqueous medium dissociated, giving hydronium ion and the anion A. So here Ha is a Bronsted acid and its base is Bronsted base, anion is Bronsted base. Similarly, in backward reaction, as hydronium ion is losing a proton, it means this is a Bronsted acid, and water, it's a Bronsted base. Is this clear? This acid and base. Now if we talk about the strength of acid and base. In this case there are two acids, one is Ha and the acid of backward reaction is hydronium ion. So just check, we have to check the comparative strength of these two. If the tendency to lose proton is more in case of Ha, then it would be a stronger acid. And if hydronium ion exceeds in its tendency to donate a proton as compared to Ha, then it becomes a stronger acid. Clear, children? I am repeating this concept again so that it becomes clear. Now, suppose if Ha has more tendency to donate a proton as compared to hydronium ion. So, if it has a more tendency to donate a proton, then of course it becomes a stronger acid as compared to hydronium ion. So if it is a stronger acid, then of course the equilibrium will go in forward direction. Forward will be faster because its rate of dissociation is more as compared to that of hydronium ion. So, if it is a stronger acid, its dissociation rate would be more as compared to hydronium ion. So, this reaction is fast. It means in solution, the concentration of hydronium ion and anion A would be more because reaction is moving in forward direction faster as compared to backward. So this is the meaning by a strong acid and base in terms of Arrhenius concept, Bronsted-Lowry concept. Now in this, the second concept, after talking about their strength, we talked that in every reaction we have two conjugate acid base pair. Like this is first pair of conjugate acid and base, and this is second pair of conjugate acid and base. And in every pair, if acid is strong, then its base would be weak. And if base is strong, then of course acid is weak. Because in a pair, both things can never be strong or weak. So, we were saying Ha is a stronger acid. If it is a strong acid, then of course this base would be a very, very weak base. Now, for example, if we talk about strong acids, like sulfuric acid, a strong acid, nitric acid, a strong acid, hydrochloric acid. All these are the examples of strong acids. So, all these acids, when they releases a proton in their aqueous medium, after losing a proton, sulfuric acid gives us hydrogen sulfate ion. Nitric acid will give us nitrate ion, and hydrochloric acid will give us chloride ion. So these three are the examples of Bronsted acids as they are donating the proton, and these are their conjugate base. So as these three are the examples of strong acids, it means their conjugate base, they are very, very weak, because we are saying these are strong acids. So their conjugate base, they are very, very weak base. They are even weaker than water. So from here, this point is again clear that in a conjugate acid base pair, if acid is strong, then its base would be, of course, very, very weak conjugate base. Water is a unique solvent. It behaves like as an acid as well as base. As we discussed in Bronsted-Lowry concept, in presence of acid like hydrochloric acid, it donates a proton or accepts a proton, children. Remember that reaction of HCl with water. HCl donated a proton that was accepted by water. Shall I repeat that reaction? HCl plus water. In this case, the proton released by hydrochloric acid taken up by water, giving hydronium ion plus chloride. Means here in presence of a acid, water was behaving like a base, Bronsted base, proton acceptor. But in presence of a base like ammonia, remember this reaction also? By receiving a proton, or by proton was released by ammonia or by water here? Yes, of course, you people are correct. It was released by water and received by ammonia. So by receiving this proton, ammonia was converted into ammonium ion and it is into hydroxyl ion. I think you remember these both the equations. So in first reaction, in presence of acid, water behaves like a base. But in presence of a base, it behaves like an acid. This is Bronsted acid proton donor. It means water is such kind of solvent which behaves like acid as well as base. So if we take pure water, then how the reaction proceeds? I am taking only water. Now we are not taking acid or base. So if we take pure water, then in that case, children, what happens? A very interesting reaction happens here. One water molecule will donates a proton, because we know it behaves like acid as well as like base. So if we are taking pure water, then one water molecule will releases a proton and second water will accept that proton. Understood? One molecule will release the proton and second molecule will accept the proton. Means one molecule behaves like Bronsted acid and the second one behaves like Bronsted base. That dual behavior we can experience here. So the water which releases a proton converted into hydroxyl ion, and the one which received a proton is converted into hydronium ion and hydroxyl ion. Now for this reaction, when we write the formula for ionization constant K, as we discussed in equilibrium part, law of chemical equilibrium, in that part, ionization constant K will be equal to the product of molar concentration of products to that of product of molar concentration of reactants. Means this is the ratio of molar concentration of products. In products we have hydronium ion into hydroxyl ion divided by molar concentration of reactants, pure liquid, and it is already balanced, because for this balancing is also must. Water raised to the power 2. And if you remember, children, the molar concentration of pure liquids and pure solid remains constant, taken as 1. So in denominator Now we can neglect water molecule because the molar concentration of pure liquid taken as 1. So now we will get another constant Kw, that is ionic product of water. So the formula for ionic product of water, Kw equals to product of molar concentration of hydronium ion and hydroxyl ion. So this is the formula to calculate ionic product of water. So if it is asked to define ionic product of water, we can define from here only that ionic product of water is the product of molar concentration of hydronium ion and hydroxyl ion. This is termed as ionic product of water. And at 298 Kelvin, the molar concentration of hydrogen was calculated experimentally and it comes 1.0 into 10 to the power minus 7 molar. At this temperature, this is the molar concentration of hydrogen ion. And if this is the molar concentration of hydrogen ion, can you tell me what would be the molar concentration of hydroxyl ion? Just see this formula or just see this equation. Both the ions, they are formed in 1:1 ratio. As they are formed in 1:1 ratio, if the molar concentration of hydronium is 1 into 10 to the power minus 7, of course, that for hydroxyl would be also same. Clear? Because they are in 1:1 ratio. So from here we can see the molar concentration of hydroxyl ion is also 1.0 into 10 to the power minus 7 molar. And when we substitute these values into this formula, we will get the value for ionic product of water at 298 Kelvin. If you remember, children, the ionization constant K depends on temperature. Remember those features? We discussed the features of equilibrium constant K. The first feature was that it does not depend on molar concentration, but it depends on temperature. That's why we have written this value at a specific temperature, that is room temperature 298 Kelvin. And if we will change the temperature, of course the value also will be changed. So whenever we write this value, it's important to mention the temperature also. So at this temperature, we know the value of hydrogen ion as well as hydroxyl ion, or hydrogen or hydronium, children, anything you can write now. You know? So when we substitute these two values here, we will get the value of ionic product of water. So that is 1 into 10 to the power minus 7 multiplied by 1 into 10 to the power minus 7. So when we substitute this value for Kw, the answer comes 1.0 into 10 to the power minus 14. So this is the value of Kw at 298 Kelvin. So from here, it's very much clear that water, the ionization of water is very fast or very slow. Because just see the value of Kw is coming 10 to the power minus 14. Very small value. Very small value of Kw indicates that water is extremely weak electrolyte. Its dissociation is almost negligible. And from these values of hydronium and hydroxyl ion, we can tell about the nature of solution, acidic or basic. If hydronium and hydroxyl, they are equal, that is 1.0 into 10 to the power minus 7 at 298 Kelvin. So as we know, hydronium ion, it provides acidic nature to the solution. Hydroxyl ion is responsible for basic behavior. It is for basic nature and this is for acidic nature. So if hydronium and hydroxyl, they are equal, it means the resulting solution is neutral. So in this situation, the nature of solution will be neutral. If hydronium and hydroxyl both are 10 to the power minus 7, that is equal. But if the concentration of hydronium ion is greater than hydroxyl ion. If concentration of hydronium ion is more than that of hydroxyl ion, then in such type of case the resulting solution would be acidic. Means the value would be more than 10 to the power minus 7. The numerical value should be more than 10 to the power minus 7, because at 10 to the power minus 7 solution is neutral. So if hydronium is more than 10 to the power minus 7, then the solution is acidic. But if situation is opposite, that is the hydronium ion concentration is less than hydroxyl ion or less than 10 to the power minus 7, because at minus 7 the solution is neutral. So if hydronium is less than hydroxyl, or we can say hydroxyl is more than 10 to the power minus 7, in that case the resulting solution will be basic. So in this way, by knowing these concentrations, we can predict the nature of solution. The pH scale. What do we mean by pH? pH is negative log of hydrogen ion concentration, or we may write it is negative log of hydronium ion concentration. You may express either in terms of hydrogen ion concentration or in terms of hydronium ion concentration. Now children, just apply this concept of pH for acidic and basic solutions or for a neutral solution. We know for a neutral solution, value of hydronium ion is 10 to the power minus 7. So if I substitute that value here, I will get pH is negative log of 10 to the power minus 7. So it will come 7 log 10 and log 10 is 1. So pH is 7. Means if pH is 7, the solution is neutral. But if the solution is acidic, we know for acidic solution, hydrogen ion concentration is less than 10 to the power minus 7. So now use this concept for acidic solution. Here hydronium ion concentration is less than 10 to the power, more than 10 to the power minus 7. For acidic solution, hydrogen ion is more than 10 to the power minus 7. It can be minus 6, minus 5, 4, 3 in this way. Let us, if I take hydrogen ion concentration is 10 to the power minus 6 and I substitute the value in the formula of pH. So pH equals to negative log of 10 to the power minus 6. So it will be 6 log 10, that is 6. Then now apply this concept for a basic solution. Basic solution means the hydronium ion concentration is less than 10 to the power minus 7. Less than 10 to the power minus 7 means it can be 10 to the power minus 8, minus 9 in this way. For example, if I substitute here hydrogen ion concentration as 10 to the power minus 8. So the answer would be 8 log 10, that is 8. So from here we can summarize as, like, if I take the pH scale here, so if the value of pH is 7, then of course the solution is neutral at 7 pH. But if the value of pH starts increasing, it is basic. So if the value of pH increases 8, 9 and so on, then the solution, what would be its nature? Basic. So we can say on increasing the value of pH, basic strength will start increasing. And if the value of pH is less than 7, like 6, 5 in this way, then in this direction, acidic strength will increase. So we can say lesser is the value of pH, stronger would be the acid. And more is the value of pH, stronger would be the base. Again, take the equation for ionization of water. Kw equals to product of molar concentration of hydronium ion and hydroxyl ion. Now in this equation, take log on both sides of the equation. When I take negative log on both sides of equation, I may write negative log of Kw equals to negative log of hydronium ion and negative log of hydroxyl ion concentration. Now just check at the place of negative log of Kw. What can I write? Can you guess? Or difficult to decide? If you are finding it difficult to decide, you can take a hint from here. Negative log of hydronium ion. Yes, answer is coming. This is the formula for pH, right? So negative log of hydronium ion is pH plus negative log of hydroxyl. Similarly, this is pOH. So now we can easily write negative log of Kw is pKw. So another formula comes to us that pKw equals to pH plus pOH. Now what is the value of pKw? For a neutral solution, if I take a neutral solution, the pH is 7, pOH is also 7. So pKw comes 40. Now children, give one answer that this I am saying for neutral solution. Suppose if the solution is not neutral, will the value of pKw remains 14 or it would be something else? Can you decide? Okay, let me answer. It will always comes 14 whether the solution is acidic, basic or neutral. Why it will comes always 14? Because we know if I take a neutral solution, hydronium ion is equal to hydroxyl. Both are equal to 10 to the power minus 7. That's why Kw comes 10 to the power minus 14. But Kw always remains 10 to the power minus 14 whatever is the value of hydronium or hydroxyl ion. Why it is so? Because if we change the value of hydronium ion, suppose I am taking the value of hydronium ion as 10 to the power minus 8. If I am decreasing the value of hydronium ion, hydroxyl will increase by the same factor to maintain the equilibrium. Because if you remember Le Chatelier's principle, it says that whenever we introduce any change, equilibrium will shift in the direction to nullify that change. So if the value of hydronium will decrease, hydroxyl would increase by the same factor. So now I think you can easily answer, if hydronium comes 10 to the power minus 8 to maintain equilibrium, now hydroxyl becomes 10 to the power how much? Because if solution is neutral, minus 7, both minus 7. So the product comes 10 to the power minus 14. So if this value decreases and becomes 10 to the power minus 8, of course this value will increase and becomes 10 to the power minus 6. So overall answer again comes 10 to the power minus 14. This is the reason this value always remains 14. One more interesting factor here is this, that we already discussed that the value of Kw is temperature dependent. It depends on temperature. This 10 to the power minus 14 is at 298 Kelvin temperature. If we change the temperature, Kw will also change. But remember children, the effect of temperature on pH is not significant. We always ignore the effect of temperature on pH. Why it is so? When Kw is temperature dependent. Why the effect of temperature on pH is not significant? The answer lies in the formula of pH only. Even we know the formula of pH is negative log of hydrogen ion concentration. If I substitute the value of hydrogen ion concentration as 10 to the power minus 7, I will get answer 7. Now, if I change the value of hydrogen ion now and I am taking as 10 to the power minus 6. So what will I get? pH equals to negative log of 10 to the power minus 6 and answer will come 6. Now by giving this example, what I want to tell you, just check this change in pH by a factor of 1 only. But just check the change in molar concentration of hydrogen ion by a factor of 10. Understood, children? That when we change the value of hydrogen ion by a factor of 10, the change in pH is only 1 unit. Similarly, if I change the hydrogen ion concentration by a factor of 100, the change would be only of 2 units. This is the reason we ignore the effect of temperature on pH. Now I think this concept is clear. Let us discuss this question. The concentration of hydrogen ion in a sample of soft drink is 3.8 into 10 to the power minus 3 molar. What is its pH? Simply apply the formula of pH. Negative log of hydrogen ion concentration. And the value of hydrogen ion concentration given is 3.8 into 10 to the power minus 3. Now we solve this. Negative log of 3.8 plus log of 10 to the power minus 3. Now children, from log table check the value of log 3.8. This will come 0.58. 0.58 and this is minus 3. So on solving this we will get minus 2.42. So the answer of pH comes 2.42. It indicates the solution is strongly acidic. With this topic of pH is complete.